What is the purpose of college anyway? College is often hailed as the launchpad for success, a sacred rite of passage where bright-eyed students trade their youthful optimism for the tools and credentials needed to conquer the world. But let's be honest, the mythology of higher education as the golden ticket to prosperity and enlightenment is inflated as a syllabus on the first day of class, ambitious, overwhelming, and rarely fulfilled. With all the fanfare surrounding college life, you'd think it was a magical portal to happiness and purpose. Spoiler, it is not. Instead, what college often delivers is a series of contradictions, lofty promises of intellectual transformation, paired with an unspoken acknowledgement that most of your peers are here to party, network, or ride the conveyor belt towards a respectable job. Let's dig into this paradox with a bit of irony, some data, and a good dose of realism. The first big lie about college is that it determines your future success. Statistically, this is both true and misleading. Yes, attending an elite university correlates with higher income levels and professional prestige. According to studies, graduates from top-tier schools often end up in the top quartile of income distribution. But here is the rub. This success has little to do with what you actually do in college. Why? Because the factors that got you into a good school, your parental resources, personal talents, and previous achievements, are the same ones that will carry you through life. Admission itself is the real golden ticket. Employers see the brand name on your diploma and assume you are competent, even if you spend 4 years majoring in Netflix and napping. Take the data. At an elite school I know very well, biology majors had a 40% chance of becoming doctors, but they also became writers, musicians, and consultants. Philosophy majors, some went into law, some into tech, and at least one ended up farming. The connection between your major and your career is tenuous at best, and yet many students agonize over the choice of study as if it were a marriage proposal. The takeaway: college doesn't make you successful. It just sorts you into a club of people who were probably going to succeed anyway. Another cherished myth is that college is a crucible where raw intellect is forged into sharp, marketable skills. Critical thinking, analytical reasoning, lifelong learning. These buzzwords pepper university brochures, promising to equip students with the cognitive toolkits needed to thrive in an unpredictable world. But let's examine this critically, using those vaunted skills. Research shows that the actual cognitive growth students experience in college is modest. Most people forget the bulk of what they learn within 5 years. And the supposed general skills of critical thinking and problem solving are hard to pin down as uniquely products of classroom instruction. Consider this thought experiment. If you skip college and spend 4 years in intellectually stimulating internship or apprenticeships, would you be any less prepared for life? Probably not. College doesn't have a monopoly on teaching you how to write clearly, think critically, or solve problems creatively. In fact, many of these skills come from lived experience, not lectures. And let's not forget the elephant in the room. Most jobs don't require these highfalutin skills anyway. If you are a lawyer, much of your work will involve filling out forms and appeasing clients. If you are in business, you will be reducing complex ideas into bullet points for PowerPoint slides. Critical thinking is great, but knowing when to keep your thoughts to yourself, priceless. For many students, College isn't about learning, but about performing the role of a learner. You attend lectures, take notes, write essays, checking off boxes while hoping that the process magically transforms you into an educated person. But education isn't a checklist. It is a mindset. The real tragedy of higher education is that it often reduces intellectual exploration into a series of transactions. Grades for effort, degrees for time served. This transactional mindset breeds cynicism. Students become adept at gaming the system, cramming for exams, regurgitating professors' opinions, but rarely engage deeply with the material. The result? A generation of graduates who are superficially knowledgeable, but intellectually disengaged. So why bother? If college doesn't guarantee success, doesn't reliably build skills, and often fosters shallow learning, why go at all? The answer lies in redefining what education is supposed to be. Education, at its best, isn't about acquiring facts or skills. It is about cultivating a habit of mind. It's about learning to see the world in richer, more complex ways. An educated person doesn't just memorize data. They interpret, question, and imagine. This isn't something you achieve by completing a syllabus. It is a way of being. Take art, for example. Looking at a painting in a museum is one thing. Understanding its historical context, its stylistic influences, and its cultural significance is another. Education adds depth and dimension to the experience, turning a simple glance into a profound encounter. Or consider relationships. Anyone can stumble through a conversation or a romantic entanglement, but an educated person brings empathy, curiosity, and self-awareness to these interactions. They don't just live, they reflect, adapt, and grow. Ironically, the greatest value of college is also its greatest challenge: the freedom to seek education for its own sake. Unlike high school, where every step is dictated by external pressures, college offers a rare opportunity to explore without immediate consequences. But this freedom is a double-edged sword. Many students squander it, chasing grades, social validation, or the illusion of productivity. The truly educated student, however, embraces the randomness and risk of intellectual exploration. They take classes that challenge the assumptions, engage in debates that make them uncomfortable, and pursue ideas that don't fit neatly into a career plan. This kind of education isn't easy. It requires courage, curiosity, and a willingness to fail. But it is the only kind of education that truly matters. Paradoxically, the aim of education is to have no aim. It is not a tool to achieve something else, but a way of expanding your experience of the world. College isn't about preparing for the future. It is about living fully in the present, about becoming the kind of person who can find meaning and purpose wherever they go. So, here's the real question. What will you do with this freedom? Will you treat college as a checklist, a stepping stone, or a grand experiment in becoming more fully human? The choice is yours. But remember, the greatest tragedy is not to fail at education. It is to never truly seek it at all.